Why, hello there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today, I'll be giving a first-time reaction to a singer named NOGA EREZ. We're going to be doing a triple reaction today, which means we'll hear 3 of NOGA's songs back to back to back, and it should give us a good idea of what their sound is like. We're going to first start with the song Vandalist, which is actually performed in conjunction with the Jerusalem Orchestra East and West, as well as Maestro Tom Cohen. And if you're a follower of the channel, you'll know that we've actually heard one performance from this cohort before with Asif Abadan. So really cool to be revisiting them today in the context of NOGA. Maybe it's actually all part of the same show, which is pretty cool. So we're going to hear Vandalist first, then jump into Dumb, and lastly Views. As always, I'm excited to check these songs out today, but that is all thanks to Gundula the Radiant for making this donation request. As always, thank you so much, Gundula, and I appreciate you always bringing new music to the channel. Now, let's jump in. Did she steal his thing?
I sleep with one eye open, my
Whoa.
shoes always on.
Whoa.
I
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That little da-da-da-da 4-note descending progression tickles my brain.
I dream to be the Joker, my smile is a scar.
Whoa.
She cut me up like a Pac-Man, back up, I come back like a Batman. Mic check, I'm a cop,
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got me. Oops, forgot a line on your encore. Click on the clickbait, I go viral. Coming up with the bots and the psychos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only here for
Dude, I was not expecting this like bouncy rap cadence here. I love it paired with that breathy voice, and again the da 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 da, that almost like Phrygian harmonic minor sound. It's so cool.
Gentlemen, I'm only here for benefits. Yeah, all my friends are
Oh, you hear the bass right there?
My bills are paid, I'm down for it. Tell me who you wanna hit. My hit list won't be getting long as I can sing the song. Roll you in just for the twist. I'm done like your dog, coming like a vandalist. Say you better handle it. They don't wanna know where all the Nikes are from. Coming like a vandalist, but they don't wanna handle this. They don't wanna know where all the bodies have gone. Oops, I'm on a critical
That's
mental. Pop, feels like mental. Jackpot, there's a price on my head now. So I sleep with one eye open. Heart is always broken. My shoes are always on. And I see them aiming for the bad shot. I'm only here for benefits. Yeah, all my
The bass here, the surrounding instrumentation, this melody. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. Have I ever heard a performance like this or a song that sounds similar to this? I mean, probably. I listen to so much music. Da 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 da. Maybe it'll occur to me. I'm also trying to think of all of the rappers that sound similar to NOGA right now, and I'm having trouble coming up with names.
I'm only here for benefits. Yeah, all my friends are counterfeits. Bills are paid, I'm down for it. Tell me who you wanna hit. My hit list won't be getting long as I can sing the song. Roll you in just for the twist. I'm done like your dog, coming like a vandalist. Say you better handle this. They don't wanna know where all the bodies are from. Coming like a vandalist.
song is so dynamic already. There's a lot going on here, and melodically, I've pretty much loved everything. The only part that I don't actually have a taste for is the last melody in the chorus. The da 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 da. That is the only melody line that is like a little bit not in my wheelhouse. I don't know how to describe it. Something about it feels very maybe standard, which it's okay to be standard. I just don't think it necessarily fits the emotional feeling the rest of the song gives me, which is very kind of esoteric, very melodic. I'm not sure. And shout out to this bassist.
You think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing along. Oops, you think you won, but I still made you sing this song.
The bass, the hand drums, the shaker. Okay. Very interesting. I think the one name that like comes to my mind in terms of who Noga sort of sounds like, if you've ever heard that song, I think it's Airplanes by MIA. The highlight in the nightlight, everyone I wanna bang 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 and and take your money. That song, I sort of hear Noga in MIA, but that's like the closest name I could think of in my mind. This is definitely a very like fresh sound to me. I don't even know like what genre I would qualify this as, because we had the symphonic element here with the orchestra. We had the rap element. We had a bit of the sing-songiness, although less of that in this song as well. Then a bit of focus on instrumentation with the bass especially above all other instruments, which I find interesting. But a genre is not coming to my mind. It's very, I think it draws from a lot of wells, which I think is cool. Yeah, everything I liked about it, just that one line in the chorus, I think it got duplicated twice, like in the 3 lines in that chorus, and then another 3 lines, the 3rd and the 6th line. Da, 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 da. I think it's just a little bit weak of a melody. I don't know if it gives me that epic feeling I was expecting with everything else surrounding it. But let's see if we get something even crazier with this next one here. Dumb. And it says here Against the Machine. I'm not sure if this refers to like Rage Against the Machine and it's a cover, because I haven't heard of a song called Dumb by Rage Against the Machine. But yeah, anyways, my knowledge there is rather limited. Let's jump in.
Hey, I'm smart. You're dumb. Dumb.
When you think that you got what you think that you got, give it up, 'cause you're so dumb, dumb. I can make it go, make you stop, do a flip, do a
Loves the
flop. Give it
Phrygian.
up, 'cause you're so dumb, dumb. You're so dumb, people never think they dumb. You got 3 fingers and 1 plus 1.
Girl, you're missing the meaning of life. Stop all the bitching and try to be nice.
Oh, listen,
Wow.
fellas, I'm a little bit jealous, 'cause it's easier to have fun when you're so dumb, da dum dum, da dum 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 dum, da dum.
Maybe I'm the dumb one.
When you think that you got what you think that you got, give it up, 'cause you're so dumb, dumb.
She's like matching the bass line. She's matching the guitar line. interestingly, she is a big fan of bass, it seems, in these arrangements, which I am a fan of. I think bass is always underutilized just in music in general. Again, we're in that like kind of Phrygian scale, which she seems to really like. And the speechy rap delivery, I mean, probably the genre is like hip hop, alternative hip hop, something like that. Maybe that's why I'm having trouble coming up with the genre, because we don't typically listen to a lot of that on the channel.
What you got, what you think that you got, give it up, cause you're so dumb, dumb. I can make it go, make it stop, do a flip, do a flop, give it up, cause you're so dumb, dumb. You're so feel so dumb, so smart ass, tight ass, bitch ass, walking, NOGA, Einstein, Stephen Hawking. Shut up, let me do the talking.
Do the talking.
I love all the punchlines.
Artificial intelligence, give me a question, I know what the answer is. I
Very fast.
about it, maybe I should be dumb. Feel so good and so
Ooh.
when you think that you got what you think that you got, give it up, cause you're so dumb, dumb. I can make it go, make it stop, do a flip, do a flop, give it up, cause you're so dumb, dumb. You're so feel so good, so
This camera is like, it's got the fisheye lens on it. Is that what this effect is? Where we can see her whole hand like wrap around the camera.
feel so good, so
Is a gift for Bria.
He's playing a mandolin or... No, there's like a oud? What is that instrument? Looks like a mandolin. He's doing the metal shreds on the mandolin.
Con la cavo.
That's dope.
Wat zeg je, maat? להתראות.
You know, maybe it's like incorrect to ask for, but I wish that song was longer. I feel like I loved the verse, I loved the chorus, and the instrumental parts were cool. And then it just kind of ends on us after a repetition or two. Which, I guess the song, does it call for that? Can we expand it more? Maybe. I feel like we're missing that, like, that huge bridge or solo section that really, like, defies what that song you would expect from that song. I don't know, maybe this is like my own editor brain coming into the play here, and this is all subjective, so take my opinions here with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think because the melody is so catchy, if you can't find something outside of that repetition to break up the repetitiveness of those melodies as we've heard them from the beginning, they get repeated in the chorus themselves, and then we hear them again looped in the second chorus. We don't get a second post-chorus. It doesn't expand past what we already know. It feels like this is the kind of song that could be rearranged live in a way that expands it further. A way I've kind of described this is like if you take Deep Purple, that band, for example, they're super OGs in the world of hard rock and metal, and when you listen to their studio songs, they sound great, they sound intense, but they are nothing in comparison to their live performances. Because if you take a 5-minute studio track, what they do live with it is they rip it open. They'll maintain all 5 minutes of the original studio in and around that performance. It'll be interspersed throughout, so you'll have these checkpoints to return to, but within that, the instrumentalists will be allowed to go off. The vocalist will be allowed to scream louder than he was ever did on the studio. The drummer can go even crazier and add more fills and time dilating effects and add more to the original. So I can imagine a song like Dumb also following that similar thought process, studio versus live. But in the state that it's in now, I feel like there's just a little piece of structure missing that can like further cement this song. Just my opinion, of course. Let's jump into the last track here, Views, featuring Rio, Cragen, and Rousseau. Oh, he may be a stunt actor.
I know it's old news, but also bad news for everybody. People buy views, I know it's old news, but I got bad news for everybody. Holy water is no juice, but I know why juice. We don't like to lose to anybody. People buy views, but I don't buy views. Don't down on my views and watch your back.
And watch your back, I'll break your neck, I'll pop a can of iron lack and paint you black, your name in black. The least I'm keeping overpacked, the others keep the numbers fake and cut the ring. So every day I'm low until I blow.
Love this production. You hear the synths rising.
Underrated calling me to know. We have to go. See you later. Underrated. Still it's me, LMAO. At the gate of Eden Garden, I'll be on the splitty button. Tiny trolley with my slate in, clean and shining, but they don't mind it. You gotta chime in. No, they don't know what to keep in store. When I'll be counting big cash, they be on the score. They don't know what to keep in store. Buy fools, buy views, that's what. No, I don't pop with that. I don't pop with that.
People buy views, I know it's old news, but also bad news for everybody.
Yeah.
People buy views, I know it's old news, but I got bad news for everybody. Holy water is no juice, but I know why juice. We don't like to lose to anybody. People.
It's so interesting. I literally just read an article yesterday about people buying views, and I've known about this like since, I don't know, like 2011. People trying to artificially inflate their views using bots, using fake accounts, and you know, this is the kind of thing that plagues social media when we don't have the ability to like determine who is who and who's real, who's not, right? So people end up buying views. There are bot automation farms that exist in random places in the world that funnel all of that traffic artificially to your videos. They can post fake comments and inflate your views, make it appear, let's say, to the YouTube algorithm that your content is that widely consumed, so that it actually pushes it to a real audience. And by the time you know, that video has blown up and been out there for a while, nobody will be able to tell the difference on whether those views were botted or legitimate or not, which it's super tragic. It's basically the same thing as money laundering in a weird sense, but I would call this view laundering. And in the online space we inhabit, it could, and I'm not going to be, you know, I don't know all my legal terms here, but I feel like it's a bit akin to fraud. The way people manipulate social media to bend and break to their own rhythm rather than just put out good content is very strange to me. So I'm glad they're talking about this in a very, very fun hip-hop bouncy manner.
Why juice? We don't like to lose to anybody. People buy views, but I don't buy views. Don't down on my views and watch your back.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You ain't getting views and I know you're jealous. 8, 9, 10 milli like 11. I'ma elevate the bread till we get to heaven. I got a whole lot of cash flowing it fast, looking like I stole in the stash.
Want to elevate the bread? How do we get to heaven? By being richer. That's the implication. So there's the irony in that statement, because I think most of us will know that wealth and material possessions is not the way to reach an afterlife. Depending on whatever you believe in, we make the most of the time here on earth. We be good to one another. The goal should not be wealth accumulation. Above all, it's foolish.
I got a whole lot of cash flowing it fast, looking like I stole in the stash. War on the best baby. Y'all love to hate, not getting cake. I can tell that you represent that fakeness. Yeah, the jig is up. I can tell your whole net career's going under. Last year I heated up the winter like the summer, so this year I'm messing up the budget. Sheesh.
No, they don't know what to keep in store. When I'll be counting big cash, they be on the score. They don't know what to keep in store. Buy fools, buy views, that's what. No, it just hit the fan. It just hit the fan. It just hit the fan. It just hit the fan.
People buy views, I know it's all
Love
news,
the way
but
the
also bad
spatial
news
part is
for
being played
everybody.
with.
People buy views, I know it's all news, but I got bad news for everybody. Holy water is no juice, but I know I choose. We don't like to lose to anybody. People buy views, but I don't buy views. Don't turn on my views and watch your back.
She made it to the top to see the views. That's what I thought the music video was going. YouTube views. What a fun, crazy, kooky metric. Oh no. Bro's sprinting at her. Jesus. Yeah. Like, especially now, doing more content creation, obviously you guys can see how many videos I upload and my engagement on social media. Being in and around this world, it's very illuminating to see how, well, I think, how other content creators think, how viewers think about all of these things. If you guys have any random thoughts you'd like to share with me about YouTube, you can feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll share some of mine. So, in my opinion, views as a goal, it makes logical sense for YouTubers to chase after, because the more eyeballs you get, the more attention you get, therefore the more opportunities you may have with, let's say, brands and sponsors, and you know, it could be disseminated larger and larger to bigger and bigger audiences, right? If your video is only getting shown to 5 people, well, it may have been the best video ever, but only 5 people saw it. So how impactful is it really? And I totally see that argument, and I think there is a sort of minimum threshold for maybe where you should be at versus like an unbounded upper threshold, because of course maybe the most views is the best, but depending on the content you're putting out there, it will only be interesting to a subsection of the population. And being in the reaction space, I noticed this very evidently. Most people, they only want to watch reactions to their favorite artists or the people and songs that they know about, rather than consume all of the possible music that's out there. And I understand why that's the case, because if you don't know something, you're less interested, you're less motivated to go seek that unknown out. Depends on the context. Maybe if you like me as a reactor, you will watch me react to pretty much anything for the first time. Maybe you like me enough, but you don't want to watch me react to songs that you don't know about, and that's very valid as well. And as a content creator, I will never hold that against the viewer, because it's all about your intrinsic wants and needs. The views are just a consequence of how many people wanted or needed that piece of content at that time. It's my job to make the content itself substantive. It's my job to make the packaging around it enticing enough that the right audience wants to click on that video. And outside of that, I let the gods decide. I let the YouTube algorithm do what it will, because what is the benefit of artificial views if it doesn't lead to anything of value? Now, again, we can make the point, a lot of these artificial views can catalyze the initial startup to other eyeballs seeing your stuff, and then because you have that promotion effect, that magnification, now there's a higher chance for your content to succeed. Do you want to go into the idea of lying as like your way to become successful? Do you want to start that way? I don't know. I think a lot of people, they get caught in the moment of like, push the pedal to the metal, make this thing pop off immediately because today is the only moment. Strike while the iron is hot. And again, I do see that logic, strike while the iron is hot. But if you're going to have any longevity in the social media space, and this is coming from somebody who has no longevity in the space, but I've witnessed it countless times. If you are going to maintain longevity, you better be passionate about what you're putting out there. Views aside, you have to be able to stomach the times when you're not getting many views, and also appreciate the times when you're getting more views. And then in the end, it may balance out somewhere in the middle. And the times when you get more views, that growth can be exponential. And the times where it's down, it can feel like you only have 10% of your original viewership. the psychological game. It's not about the views themselves. Don't let a metric, this is a message to anybody now who's in content creation, don't let views, don't let likes, don't let all of these superfluous metrics take hold of your brain. You're better than that. Put out things you love. So, rant over. Let's talk about NOGA EREZ and the music today. So very, very hip hop influence, which I was not expecting. I love the way that whoever's producing these beats decides to kind of vary it up from vocal line to vocal line to vocal line. It feels fresh from line to line to line, which I like. There's very little repetition, even in terms of the cadences and flows that NOGA is kind of reaching into. That said, there are a few moments where I feel like, man, they could have done a little bit more with this song here, or if they altered the melody slightly, this would have been even more preferable to me. And for the last song there, I really couldn't tell who of the feature artists were singing when, but I like the kind of back and forth between all three. But the thing about the song Views is that a lot of the mix is within that like 40 to like 70% range of intensity. So if you were to take an average of everything and do a standard deviation, the standard deviation would be kind of small. The average would be very tight relative to that confidence interval that we would produce in terms of the intensity metric. If this is at all making sense, I'll keep going. But at any given moment, the dynamics from like the section to section feel rather consistent. So even though there's like rhythmic differences and cadence switches, melodically and the melodic atmosphere kind of remains the same. And it's not inherently a problem. It's just something I notice about this track in particular. But really fun getting to discover NOGA's music today. Hope you guys enjoyed listening alongside me here. If you did and would like to request more NOGA EREZ, or really any other artist for that matter, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.